to Mr. Rajan Mehta. I'd like to say a couple of words about him. He's a highly creative and numerate engineer who has accumulated a wide range of experience in most aspects of engineering management and technical projects in power industry, ICT, telecom, etc. He is currently involved with various government and private sector consultancy solutions, smart city, M2M, grids, etc. Great commercial knowledge also and expertise in the area of smart city, grid, intelligence transport system. We are very lucky to have him, and I'm going to request him to give his views in a couple of areas of relating to IoT. What, as per your experience, sir, is the real market potential for? You can be wherever you're comfortable. I'm comfortable. Okay, please come. I would like you to share your experience regarding the market potential for smart energy meters, if you have worked in that area, utility company preparedness, smart grid management, and consumers benefit from the new systems-based IoT. Your views on that. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So I hope smart grid systems or intelligent management system is not a new term for anybody sitting over here. So when you talk about what's the smart grid potential in India, I think every household has some kind of electric equipment with them. So we have around 250 million meters which has to be replaced in next 10 decades or so. So that's a kind of potential what smart grid systems, energy management systems have in India. So I'll not elaborate each and everything. I'll answer all the questions what sir had asked me in a short time. If somebody has something to ask, they can ask me right now. So when you talk about the preparedness of the utilities, I think it's high time for all the utilities to switch to these smart meters because of the losses. This is the high time when you talk about smart grid, smart cities and all those things. If you don't control the losses and if you don't manage the power which you are consuming and producing, so this is, I think the preparedness is more related to the need of the hour of the utilities. And when you talk about the preparedness in last 4-5 years, all the utilities are monitoring 14-15 pilot sites which are happening in India on the smart grid system. So I think a lot of them have experience on what exactly the smart metering is looking like. The challenges related to, if you talk about smart metering or the smart grid system implementation, the biggest challenge is the capex cost right now which is attached to the smart metering system. And the second challenge to it is making sure that your consumer don't object to implementation of AMI because you see when you implement AMI, the billing system increases, the efficiency of the billing system increases. And when you talk about the capex, I think the government is taking initiative on reducing the capex cost. The policy initiatives are coming out to reduce the capex cost. And if we work in the public-private partnership with the utilities, the government and the manufacturers, I think that challenge can also be overcome. I think sir also asked me about the smart grid system, how embedded SIM will play a role in smart grid systems. So obviously, telecom network is kind of a backbone to a lot of communication things, but I don't think, as per my view, embedded SIM won't play a very major role in the smart grid systems because we have a lot of other technologies where you don't have to actually give revenues to telecom operators on the monthly basis for consuming their data. So you can have your own data system backbone which can communicate with the head-end systems over there in the utilities. So what I remember is one of the articles in Business Standard which came last October that was related to one of the biggest tenders which rolled out by the one of the Indian companies. So the article says the Indian largest smart meter rollout may not be very smart. So when we are thinking about implementing a kind of a technology, we should, right now what we are at a stage where Internet of Things is evolving. So if we make policy or if we make standards as per today date, I think by the time we are going to implement them, they will be already obsolete. So any technology, anything which we have to see, I think we should look from now 10 days behind. So putting embedded SIM, I think that won't be a very smart step towards the smart metering systems and all those things. So I think the last thing, I'm cutting short. So if anybody has something, so yeah, so because of the time constraint. So the last question, what are the benefits of the consumer for the AMI? I think a lot of projects, a lot of rollouts have come, and what we have observed from that is the consumer has more control on his power. So he can manage his power consumption, he can manage his bills, he knows when to use more power, when to use less power, and how he can optimize his bill consumption. Again, the benefits what he can get from this thing is like the government have incentive-based power consumption schemes like time of use and all those things. So that is the other benefit. The major benefit which we get out of the smart metering systems is, or the AMI rollout is existing devices, which electronic devices or electrical devices which are there at the home right now, they can be made smart using this AMI technology. Home automation is much more easier with the help of AMI rollouts than replacing those devices with the new devices. So I think that takes care of all the questions what sir has asked. So if anybody has anything to be asked, please let me know.